Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. August 2nd, Benjamin Rush. Benjamin Rush, the physician, became the first professor of chemistry in America at the age of 23. He also published a tract on the evils of slavery and helped organize the first anti-slavery society in America. He was brilliant, accomplished, and prolific, but he was also accused of being unshakable in his convictions, as well as self-righteous, caustic, satirical, humorless, and polemical. No, Rush was not perfect, but God did use him. Benjamin Rush also founded the first college in America, Dickinson College, where he educated 3,000 medical students. On this date, in 1776, Rush signed the U.S. Declaration of Independence.
For a discouraged man, encouragement can be timely. It looked as if the colonies were going to lose the American Revolution. Benjamin Rush was disheartened. But during the summer, he had become a member of the Continental Congress and signed the Declaration of Independence. It was a step of faith, an effort to support the cause that would bring freedom to America. The next spring, Rush was appointed physician-in-chief of the military hospital of the Middle Department of the Continental Army. As the war progressed, Rush had to help on the battlefield. So he joined the Philadelphia militia who supported George Washington. In Bristol, he tended to the soldiers' health, but more than that, he encouraged the men to stay strong and to remain firm in their duty. By the time a dreadful winter descended on the area, the excitement of declaring independence had diminished, and the stark realities of war glared. Just before Christmas, Rush met with General Washington near the Delaware River, and Rush could see how discouraged and ragged the Continental Army was. Not enough guns, treacherous icy weather, and some of the men were even fighting barefooted. Some had rags tied around their feet in place of boots. Washington seemed depressed. Rush listened intently and reminded the general that the Continental Congress supported him and knew that the war had been tough. They had faith in Washington's leadership. Washington began to scribble on some papers. At first, Rush didn't think anything of it, until a single piece of paper accidentally fell by his feet. The words on the page read, "Victory or death." The following evening, General Washington had to take the troops across the Delaware to contain the risk of 1,000 Hessian soldiers. Large chunks of floating ice made the river hazardous to cross, and a heavy snowstorm had just hit 10 miles south of them, where Rush had returned to the militia in Bristol. But the next morning brought miraculous news. Washington had been successful in his crossing and had taken 1,000 Hessians by surprise. Rush also learned the password for the mission: victory or death. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, "Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing." Listening well is often the key to encouragement. Look for opportunities. For a discouraged man, encouragement can be timely.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.